Hello, hello. I have a pounding headache and I have all week. It's off the charts. My head probably shouldn't be doing a live now, but the Holy Spirit's saying push through. And then after this, I'll probably take a nap. My head is pounding. So there's a lot to discuss here. I'm going to focus on Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble and what that means and how biblical it all is. Because at this point, I'm just working overtime because I really believe this is revelation. I want to guide people to God as well as I can. And I feel like I can't take a day off from doing it. I'm going to go to the dentist this week. I don't know if that's leading to my headaches. My gums feel slightly inflamed. How are you doing? Soul of Cinder, Ahmad, much love to you both. So if you haven't watched my Djokovic video, you have to watch that to see that his whole career has been coded, connected to the book of Revelation, connected to Satan. These stars, guys, these false prophets, these fallen angels have deceived us all. They have. And I'm going to continue to call them out. And there's no doubt we live in a coded reality. Absolutely no doubt. So I'm going to get into my code for Cody Rhodes. Because a while ago, I said him coming back to WWE was a satanic ritual and it's going to connect to the collapse of America. And I'll explain that. So for me, him winning it is a huge sign that America is about to get ruined, as Cody Rhodes' gimmick is the American Nightmare. And his father, Dusty Rhodes, his gimmick was the American Dream. And when Dusty was performing at a really high level, main eventing, and doing great, the US was doing great. So Cody Rhodes, who when he was in WWE prior to leaving for AEW, he was like a mid-carder. And then he went away and he did really well in AEW, comes back and becomes this main event performer. And now he's going to be headlining WrestleMania with Roman Reigns, which connects to the Vatican, Rome. Rome Reigns. I told you the Illuminati founded the United States of America. It's so deep, all of this. Hello, Brian. How are you doing, baby? Related to Revelation chapter 18. Yep. Practically everything that's playing out that's the reality. So the 2020 Royal Rumble, it was on the day Kobe Bryant died. And it was the 33rd edition. And I've told you how big 33 is with Kobe. All right, there's a reason why he wore 33 at high school. So many 33s with him. So I actually called that Royal Rumble. I said that Drew McIntyre would win. And I actually remember betting on it and winning money, which was crazy, winning money off a Royal Rumble, but you can actually bet on it. So this bit is what got me. Cody was born, all right, on 6/30. All right. June the 30th, 6/30, just a huge number. And he won the Royal Rumble a span of 6 months and 30 days after his 6/30 birthday. There's a reason why most Super Bowls begin at 6:30 or scheduled to, because 6:30 p.m. is the 66.600 second of the day, 666. That's why 2016 is the 63rd triangular number, and 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And 21 is the 6th triangular number. And Cody won the Royal Rumble 21 weeks and 6 days before his upcoming birthday. Cody was born in Georgia. That's where the Georgia Guidestones recently came down, 42 years after being erected. The Beast reigns for 42 months, and now Cody, the American Nightmare, is going to be competing against Roman Reigns, all right, who won his title off the Beast, Brock Lesnar, who got knocked out of the Royal Rumble by the Almighty, Bobby Lashley. The only Almighty is God, all right? I knew Cody would win last night. Yeah, he was the favorite. He had a phenomenal riddle. It was either going to be him or The Rock, but The Rock didn't show up. But he'll be there at WrestleMania, mark my words, when you see the code that I've got for Dwayne Johnson, who doesn't have a Johnson. Hey, Billy T, how you doing? BK Truth, after finding this community, you can only learn truth in God. What a place. The knowledge is incredible. We are all meant to be here. I really appreciate that, and I do agree with that. Say that about my website. Steve-O, a member of my website, a great guy. He literally sent me this today. Cheers, mate. The community on your site is unbelievable and must make you so proud. Everything I do is down to finding your work. You're an inspiration. That means a ton to me, way more than I told you. Oh, cheers, Illusion. I just won $3,000 off your picks. When it comes to the codes with sports now, I put out the code, do what you want with it. All right. I'm at a point where we're living through revelation that I'm not too bothered about people emailing me, thanking me about how much money they've won. I'm going to get into why this digital currency is on its way, which will connect to the end times and the mark of the beast. So, yes, we can program our brain with subliminals, absolutely. I see what you're trying to do with all your work, but seriously, brother, do you really think any of this is actually going to change the inevitable? No. Not in regards to revelation. It's written in the book, all right? There will be end times here. Satan will reign, okay? There's no stopping any of that. But you have a choice to decide whether you're going to take this mark of the beast, which is going to be that chip in your brain. Trust me. That's why they're all doing this at the moment. All right, Djokovic just did it. Steph Curry does it now. Rashford, they're all doing that. I did a video about that. The temple connects to the forehead, and then just read what it says in the Bible about the mark of the beast. So I'm trying to lead you to God. This is a spiritual war. In my opinion, you're either going to go to heaven or hell. That's how I see it. And I've said numerous times, I think so-called good people will end up in hell through a lack of knowledge and not having the wisdom. That 666 is the number of the beast. And people are too in love with the world. And they've been wired to be in love with the world. And they've been wired to not believe in Jesus. That's how I see it. So I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. To show you that God exists and Satan exists, and you better pick a side because time's running out. I ain't going to change the inevitable. No, I'm not. But I'll help people see through the illusion. All right? You're going to need your energy more than ever during the end times. You don't want to be giving your energy to false prophets, all right, and falling for their lies and taking that mark so you can survive within the economy, within the world, which is probably going to end soon anyway, in my opinion. Not to scare you. It doesn't scare me. I'm excited. Bring it on. Bring on the second coming of Jesus. So, yeah, I ain't doing this for ego anymore. I'm not doing it for money, to get rich from it. Trust me, the codes that I do daily, the stuff that I reveal, it's all revelation. Again, watch my Djokovic video. Listen to what I'm saying right now about Cody Rhodes, who made his pro wrestling debut on 616. And 616 is the alternate number of the beast. He was also born on the 181st day of the year, which is the 42nd prime. So you can come at me and just tell me, well, Cody won because the fans like him and he deserves it. And you can come at me with all of that. All right? Like people are doing with Djokovic. I'll call them all out. The Holy Spirit within me calls them all out. All right? All these celebrities coming out, the false prophets, the controlled opposition. Djokovic deserved the win. Okay? The way he was demonized and vilified for not getting vaccinated and wasn't allowed into Australia. Well, he gets the last laugh. No, Satan's getting the last laugh on you people who believe that Djokovic is a good guy. All right. And they're already saying he's the GOAT, just like Messi's now the GOAT and Brady's the GOAT. All right. And LeBron might be the GOAT when he overtakes Kareem. All right. Serena Williams, she just retired. I predicted her exact date she would retire. The GOAT. All these GOATs. Baphomet, Satan. All right. And people don't want to accept it. They just don't. Look at that 44 in the live, 4 likes. Wait till you see my 444 codes with George Floyd. Told you I'm working myself to the bone. I am going to put together a video tonight. I don't care how tired I am. I'm going to do a video tonight that's going to give each and every one of you the biggest chills you've ever had in your life by watching a video. That's how confident I am. I've got chills saying that now. I ain't going to give it away. I ain't even going to post it on my website yet. I'm going to do a video that's going to make you go, wow. Put it that way. I've told you. Headache tablet, I don't really take medication at all, but it does actually help get away the pain in my head. These paracetamols. I decoded the bloodline. Big 128 ritual. Nice. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens go to war. It's just, again, biblical with the shield. I've done videos about that, the shield and how biblical that is. And why Seth Rollins turned on Roman. It was connected to Judas and Jesus. All right. It's just wild. Sami Zayn, by the way, is from Syria. People don't know that because of the way that he looks. He's from Syria, which connects to war. I've actually seen Cody wrestle live a couple of times. So have I. Cody Rhodes, his brother, Cold Dust, all right, who presented himself as a homosexual for many years and got to the top of wrestling without actually winning the World Heavyweight Championship, but he was always there or thereabouts. Look at his gimmick. If you actually think about wrestling growing up, just beyond satanic, and I've done videos about wrestling, you know all of that. Go on my Twitter and look at the images of Bray Wyatt. And I sent them to a few friends and they all just said to me, it's entertainment. I thought you loved wrestling. You hypocrite, saying that. You used to love wrestling. You used to go to all the events and you got all the photographs with them. I was like, yeah, used to. I had no idea that it was deeply satanic. I wouldn't have been watching it. I didn't know when John Cena was running down and doing that it meant 666. I thought it was hustle, loyalty, and respect because I was naive like most people in the world. Cody is a female, yeah, it's blatant. And his wife, okay? It's just tragic. It really is. Brandy. It just really is that the people running the show within this beast system are all satanic, inverted maniacs who look down at people like us for our lack of knowledge. And people like me now, they are gaining knowledge through the Holy Spirit. That's why yesterday YouTube cut me off. Cut me off for no reason, cut me off. When I was talking about God and I'm wearing God's armor and I have no fear of demons, YouTube cut off my live stream. Triple H calls himself the game. Yeah, he also calls himself the King of Kings, mocking Jesus. Triple H is your Triple Eight as well, which is huge. Okay? Remember when he was a member of D Generation X and they took over WCW? That storyline's being fulfilled now. Triple H is at the top of that industry. And he's married to a man, Stephanie McMahon. Joel Embiid did the Triple H celebration and received a fine. They all work together, mate. They're all working together. And I've shown that. These people who have a lot of influence, they all work for Satan. All right? And I'll keep calling them out because I just know it in my soul. And I'm not saying everyone in the world is evil and everyone who has some sort of influence or money or power is evil. No, I'm talking at the highest level. I'm talking Djokovic. All right. I'm talking Cody Rhodes. They have so much energy. You know what I mean? Think about when Cody is walking to the ring, all eyes on him, all the energy that he's receiving, and it's a satanic female deceiving the world with a demon inside of her and getting worshipped. Undertaker might be Satan's brother. Well, Undertaker, he was with his brother Kane. All right. The Brothers of Destruction. Just off the charts. And Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they went to Saudi Arabia and they had that match with Kane and The Undertaker. Kane was Adam and Eve's first son. Undertaker connects to death. Shawn Michaels is a false prophet who's trying to convince the world that he found God when he clearly didn't. If he did, he won't still be working for WWE, one of the most satanic industries in the world. All right. Just see through it, guys. It's very blatant. When they walk out, they're trying so hard to walk like man. Yeah, you see it. Seth Rollins, married to the man. Yeah, you see the way they walk. It's not natural the way they walk. And if you notice the way a lot of them run to the ring, like Cena and when Stone Cold ran to the ring, it don't look natural at all. Kevin Owens was handcuffed to the top rope after the match and looked a lot like a crucifix. They've done that many times. The Undertaker basically crucified Stephanie McMahon in the center of the ring as well. Doctor's looking at Purdy's right arm already in the game. Well, of course. I've posted all my codes for these games. It's just personally for me, and I said, I wouldn't touch these games today. The finds that I've made are remarkable, that we live in a coded reality. They'll blow your mind if I decide to do a video about them later. But these games are just off the charts. You may as well flip a coin, to be honest. The stuff that I have for, the only one that I don't have tons for is the Bengals. The other three is just scary. But usually when there's this injury to a star, they often come back and pull off a miracle. So I don't know what's going on in that game. There's so much for the Eagles. Go on my website, read it. I'm not going to go through it all. All the underdogs in the FA Cup have an amazing script. The commentators always say, yeah, that's true. And they call it the magic of the FA Cup. The magic. I always tell you that there's black magic involved. I always tell you that. I always thought WWE was scripted and pro sports was real. Silly me. We all did, mate. Don't have a go at yourself. All right. In the 80s, they told us professional wrestling was legit in regards to if you were the world heavyweight champion, you were the best wrestler. So don't worry about being fooled. It's very important to accept that you've been fooled, or you will never get to the next level if you just won't accept it. I told you, I'm getting people bombard me saying Djokovic is a good guy. I'm just jealous because I'm not Djokovic. This whole weak mindset of if I call out so-called successful people doesn't make me jealous. And you saying that is one of the weakest mindsets ever. I am not jealous of Djokovic or Cody Rhodes or whoever it is, or Bill Gates or Elon Musk. Everyone I call out, I ain't jealous of them. Somewhat feel sorry for them because they're possessed. But that whole mindset of you can't call out celebrities because if you do, that makes you jealous. Like, pathetic mindset. Liverpool lost 2-1 to Brighton. What a shambles. Again, go back, watch all my videos where I told you that Liverpool will have a nightmare this season. Before the season began. No, they won't. What are you on about, Adam? This was my mates. What you on about? How does that make any sense? They won the FA Cup, the League Cup. They got to the final of Champions League. They were one game away from winning the Premier League. You make no sense. All right, watch. Watch when Liverpool finish 6th or 7th. All right, and have a nightmare. Well, to all my friends out there, tried to hammer me. Just stop at this point. So they're at the FA Cup now. They're having a nightmare in the league because of Klopp's 7-year curse. All right, he got relegated with Mainz after 7 years. He finished 7th with Dortmund in his 7th season. All right, and I was like, he's going to have a shocker in his 7th season. And he's so connected to Satan, Klopp. He was born 616, the alternate number of the beast. That's why in his 6th season with Liverpool, he had that amazing season. And now he suddenly can't coach. Is it because they sold Mane for 42 million to Bayern Munich? Is that why? No. It's the code, and I call it. Day in, day out. Can you imagine a world without entertainment? Yeah. I think you asked me that question quite a lot. Define entertainment. What do you mean by that? You mean mainstream? Is that what you're referring to? Without professional sports or on Netflix or going to concerts? Is that what you're referring to? I entertain myself every day. I told you, through reading, through studying, through writing, through playing the piano, through working out, through meeting people that have good energy. I don't need to be entertained by other people that I don't know. So absolutely, you can have a world without entertainment. You also said Chelsea was finished before the season. Yep. I called Tuchel's sacking. I called Gerrard's sacking. I called Scott Parker's sacking. I called Ten Hag to go to Man United a year before he did. I called Ronaldo to sign for Man United and play his second debut on 9/11, and he did. I called Messi to PSG a year before he did. Yeah, because of the code. But I don't expect to get everything right. If I'm buffering, Eric, it's YouTube. Okay, simple as that, because my internet connection's great. It only seems to have issues when I'm on YouTube. So, yeah. In regards to this game with the Eagles and San Francisco, it's a massively satanic ritual where either team can take this. San Francisco have the greatest revelation code in regards to the Church of Satan, which was founded there. Philadelphia is the 6th Church of Revelation. Jalen Hurts has this insane riddle. It's just, I could go through it with you and tell you what I have, but it won't help you, I don't think, win money. Most of the time, I call these games bang on and I'm clear with who I like. This 49ers Eagles game, to be honest with you, I went deep on it and it's just scandalous. There's a great chance that it's either the 49ers versus the Chiefs or the Eagles versus the Chiefs. I don't think Bengals are there, to be honest. But some of the stuff for Philadelphia, where Kobe Bryant was born, will make you go insane. And I've also quoted Abraham Lincoln and his vice president. And a lot of people don't know who that guy was. But just the code that I've done with Hannibal Hamlin. Hannibal Hamlin was the vice president of Abraham Lincoln. Last name Hamlin, like Damar Hamlin. All right, and then Hannibal, just watch that movie. So Super Bowl 57 is going to be on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. His 214th birthday. Queen was born 21/4. Church of Satan in Gematria 214. So we know Abraham Lincoln was all about abolishing slavery. So if they put 2 black quarterbacks there, Hurts against Mahomes, it's not going to be a major shock if that's what the theme is. It's figuring out the theme of it all. All right? That's the thing. Like, It's super satanic. But then you have Philadelphia, who have loads of connections with Revelation, and 49ers that have the Revelation as well. So that's why they're meeting each other. It's really tough. Purdy and Hurts met in 2019. Hurts won that game 42-41. Huge numbers with Kobe. All right. He died in the 42nd year of his life, but he died at age 41. Since he died, all the NBA finals have finished 4-2. His last ever game, played 42 minutes. His first NBA finals, he won 4-2. So it's just scandalous how it's being done. And now they're meeting again, these two young stars. So yeah, somebody actually said on my website, and I kind of giggled on one hand, and on the other hand, I thought, what you on about, mate? So my job for me personally is to show you that we live in a coded reality. Nearly all my sports picks hit over the month. All right. If I see big games like this and I see loads of numbers for the teams, I'll tell you them. And you have to use your free will and your knowledge, or add to them or avoid it. I used to bet a lot and win a lot of money. Today, I wouldn't touch either of these games. If I had to bet and someone gave me free money, I would probably take the Chiefs. But so he said, like, why can't you just stick to one team? Nearly all the time I do. All right. But I'm not going to then deal with the comments of me then revealing what happened in the game. And people say, you could have told us that before, Illusion. And then find out the code that I had for the Eagles was perfect. I never told anybody. So certain games, here's the information. This is what it's all about. Add to it, do what you want, avoid the game, whatever you want. So please, my website's phenomenal. I'm so proud of it. But there's still a couple of people that just can't take responsibility for their lives. They want everything done for them. They want to be told, well, I want to do this. Should I do that? Make a decision. You're a grown man, for crying out loud. So the knowledge is there for me every day. Every single day, the knowledge is there. My hit rate's exceptional, and I'm leading people to God, and I've built an incredible community. If there's a game I'm not super confident on, I'll tell you. If I liked a team to win a Super Bowl 5 months before, and then I've seen something major for the other team in the Super Bowl, I'll have to let you know. I'm not covering my back. I've got nothing to cover. I don't bet. I ain't doing this for ego anymore. There's nothing to cover. It's about revealing deception, hopefully leading people to God. Simple as that. We know in these games, anything can happen. Literally, Philadelphia could be up 28-0 at the half and still lose. You have no idea how ridiculous these games are. I'll give you an example if you want a code. Today is exactly 46 weeks before Pope Francis's birthday. All right, 4-6 is 66.6%. It's LeBron James' NBA Finals record. I told you all he'll stay 4-6 2 years ago. All right, and I still believe that. So 46 weeks is 10 months and 18 days, which is Luke 10:18. All right, which is all about how Satan was cast out of heaven like a lightning bolt. Now, 46 weeks is 322 days. Everyone goes, skull and bones, 322. It's way deeper than that. Okay? We know the Georgia Guidestones, they were erected on March the 22nd, 322. It's often the 81st day of the year. We know all about that with Kobe, his highest scoring game, his 666 game, and his 81st game. But the reason why 322 is so big, which nobody seems to be talking about, is in connection with the Bible. All right, I did a big post on my website about it, about how significant the 3-2-1 and the 3-2-2 is. It's monumental, and that's why Super Bowl 56 was played with 321 days left in the year, and Super Bowl 57 is going to be played with 322 days left in the year. And I'll tell you how beautiful it is. All right, how biblical it all is. I'll explain it to you. So you can check this for yourself. And by the way, if you look at the betting line numbers for the 49ers and Eagles game, 49ers are 3-2-1, Eagles are 3-2-2. All right, I'm going to explain what that means right now. So Revelation 3:21 to 3:22. Listen carefully and please say amen after me, after I read this. Revelation 3:21, 22. To him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne. This is why you're getting your corona, which means crown. As I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. I have that ear. All right? This is deep. It's deeply biblical. It's so biblical. So the 3-2-2, I've told you, Satan infiltrates everything that's pure. All right, everything that's beautiful, he infiltrates, including certain numbers. And there's your example there. 3-2-2, everyone in this community, straight to skull and bones. 42, everyone straight to Jesuit and Freemason in Gematria 42. It's not good enough, guys. The 42 is because the beast reigns for 42 months. All right, it ain't good enough anymore just using that calculator. How do you feel about Lilith? Is it a real being? It depends how you define being. It depends how you define being with that. But temptation is huge. They're saying Arteta improved Xhaka's game. Again, Xhaka was getting ridiculed by Arsenal fans and they wanted to get rid of him, and now he's a hero. So Satan can take you from hero to zero back to hero. Yeah, like to think that, let's talk about Arteta, right? To think that Lego Head, I call him Mr. Lego Head, Mr. Satanist, who worked under Guardiola. You think one guy can come to a club and coach elite footballers who obviously have huge personalities and must have a ton of talent, that one guy can come in and completely change a squad. One person. Like Arteta has. Arsenal's squad is average at best. But I told you they'd finish top 2 before the season began because of Arteta's Queen connections and coronavirus connections. I just thought it would be City top, Arsenal second. I still could be right. It still could be that. Do you think the Guidestones fell by itself? I think it was biblical. 42 years after they were erected. If you don't start looking at this biblically, you are going to give so much energy to man. And that's why it's happening now in my community with a few people. The majority see what I see, but they still think that man is coding everything, including our lives. So I was like, wait, I was born 33 years, 333 days before coronavirus was declared a pandemic. And I had my awakening at 33, which is the biggest number with coronavirus. You want to tell me that the Catholic Church or the Freemasons have done that? And then I get into Gematria and they planned it. You know what? There's this guy called Adam Edwards who was born on April the 14th, 1986 on his dad's 31st birthday, the 11th prime. Make sure that his favorite number is 11. Make sure that he leaves England and goes to the US to live in Los Angeles, which means the Angels. Make sure he falls in love with this beautiful Mexican girl, so he goes live in Mexico. In Gematria, Mexico's 33, England's 33. So you've got people in this community, by design, in my opinion, convincing people that man's behind everything. Oh, it's just artificial intelligence. That's all artificial intelligence is, artificial. It's Satan trying to replicate God, which he can. He's never been able to, he never will be able to. So just this nonsense about man's coding everything and celebrities are being cloned, and give me a break, man. Please. Zlatan calls himself the lion, which connects to Babylon, which connects to the beast. He often gets referred to as the beast, Zlatan. Zlatan is just, again, in my opinion, a fallen angel who works for Lucifer. That's why everywhere he goes, he wins trophies, other than for his nation. Wherever he goes, Barcelona, Inter Milan, AC Milan, LA Galaxy, Man United, Juventus. Wherever he goes, he won trophies, didn't he? Are you watching the NFL scoreline? No. You can keep me updated. People still think I watch these games. Told you I don't own a TV. I ain't going to a bar to watch it with everyone in their jerseys screaming. I think what really sent me over the edge was when I was in a bar, not to watch a sports game, but it was a sports bar. And there was an NHL game going on. And I think the Lightning scored. And this grown man, big buff guy, started crying in happiness because the Lightning scored. And then a minute later, they conceded. And I remember him punching the wall. And he was almost crying again. And when I saw that, I actually walked out. I walked out of the bar. This fully grown man cried because Tampa Bay Lightning scored a goal. And then he almost cried a minute after when they conceded. So I left. I thought, so there's no way I can go and watch these games now and see these people just biting their nails or all excited and just fully unaware that they're watching a satanic ritual. I code them and I can talk about them. My knowledge of sports is off the charts. It is a gift. But now I ain't watching them, and I ain't really that bothered about who wins this game. I'm sure at the end, I'll give you an exceptional code, which I'll do in 5 minutes. And if you tell me it's easy to do after the game, try and do it yourself and do a video about it. Tell me how easy it is. Same with Newcastle, only one loss. Yeah, they've got Eddie Howe, who coached at Bournemouth. So he's not got any experience coaching a top team. And then they've got a very mediocre squad, Newcastle, and look at them. They're doing great because they're connected to the royal family. Newcastle. All right? Just shows you. Whatever the code is determines where these teams finish. They're not meeting and having board member meetings all together saying, all right, this is what's going to happen. This is going to be your record. This guy's going to be a top goal scorer. This guy's going to get the most assists. Your keeper's going to have that amount of clean sheets. He needs to make that amount of saves. He's going to be your most booked player. All right. You're going to draw this team in the FA Cup and make sure all your players are fit. Rashford's going to score in this game. You can't do that because what if he was injured? There's no way that this is being planned by man. But man's aware of the code, and I say it all the time. Look at me in 2.5 years. Look how aware I am of the code and the predictions that I've made, not just in sports, practically everything. Imagine having this knowledge for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Imagine. I have nowhere near the knowledge that I want, but at least I acquired it myself or through God. I didn't have to join some society to do it. Yeah, I know my life number's 6, but I appreciate you telling me. My life path number is 6, which is interesting. But remember, God created us on the 6th day. 3 + 3 is 6. We know how big 33 is with me. What I do different to a lot of people, I share my personal codes, my personal syncs to show you that this is not just going on in entertainment, like some Jesuit code. No, it's going on in all of our lives. And I'm one of the best examples of it with my life, with the code, which I show you. Thinking that man's dictating my life, not a chance. Purdy got injured, but is he out? But is he out? Because if they tell you he's injured, what does that even mean? They told you Mahomes was injured, that he sprained his ankle. and he still performed at a high level, and the Chiefs won against the Jags. So is he injured, or is that to just screw with people to hammer the Eagles if the 49ers tie up this game and it's 7-7 for 7 times 7 for your 49, for Revelation and Gematria's 49, Antichrist 49. I won't be shocked if it goes 7-7, but I don't know who has the ball. I don't know what's going on in that game. You'll have to update me. Eyes wide open. Happy Sunday to you as well, brother. How do you feel about Dana White's slap league? I've done a video about Dana White. I've done a video about UFC. Super satanic, and whatever they're involved with, stay away from. Don't give you energy to. Dana White, sick in the head. They have his elbow on ice. 49ers have the ball. Watch us go 7-7. Where are they? Where are they in regards to position on the field? It wouldn't shock me in the slightest if it goes 7-7, to be honest. That's so big with 9/11, with Flight 77, which I always go over, how it supposedly hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon and the 77th Meridian West 77 minutes after taking off. So my 9/11 rituals that I did on January the 28th, which was 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day after the Queen's 96th birthday, and she died on 9/8, and 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day is obviously 9 months and 8 days for your 98. Just, yeah. Sports is connected to Loosh. It's energy harvesting. It's to distract you from God. It's to have you worship false idols, false gods. And they often call these athletes gods. They're not gods. They work for the devil. And that's the reality. That's the reality. So these sports games, they're all about taking your energy. And for most people, they'll take your money as well if you gamble. No score, okay. This is a thing in the NFL. You can have a team throw a 52-yard pass and then not get 1 yard in 4 attempts. I've shown that. They can't get 1 yard. You've seen people 1 yard away from getting a touchdown. They have 4 opportunities to get over. They don't. Or they fumble, or turnover, or they just get the field goal. So that's why I won't watch it. Adam, is fish good to eat? For me, when I eat fish, I feel good if it's fresh. I live right next to the ocean. Battered fish, I'm not sure. My eye's stinging. But I ain't an expert when it comes to nutrition. I have a reasonably decent diet. What's going on with my eye? And I told you I just go off. Neymar scored in the 52nd. That's crazy. I was just talking about 52. Neymar's just another little deceiving woman who has a demon inside of her, just like Pele did. And it's hard to accept, but you just got to go deep with the knowledge. Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl is a great example. Well, when the Seahawks, was it that needed a yard? They just had to rush it and they got intercepted. Just think what that's doing to people, especially if you bet or if you're a fan of that team. That's why I don't want you necessarily to bet or support these people, because when that does happen, I don't care anymore. But for example, when I was a huge Man United fan, if they lost in the last minute, it would ruin my day. Or if I did a big bet and they didn't win, it would ruin my day. I won't allow it anymore. So I don't know which sport necessarily can take the most energy. I guess it depends on what you're invested in. But I don't know what's worse, like a 93rd minute goal that screws you. A team losing in the last second in the NFL by a field goal or something. Probably NFL. Mate, NBA's outrageous. Where your team's up 10 points with 2.5 minutes left and lose. And then the betting odds, the line closes. I've noticed when they do that, there's always a comeback when they close the line. I don't know what's actually worse with the professional sports. They're all very similar in the sense of how they can ruin you really late. And we used to be like, wait, how was there no goals in 90 minutes and then 3 goals in added time? Well, the players got tired. Like, what? What are you on about? I remember when the Chicago Bulls had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, but yet they couldn't beat the Orlando Magic. I know. It's the code, mate. In sports, they can justify an injury, especially in the NBA. If a star's out, they can justify them losing. You know what I mean? It's very easy to justify. Do you think there's any truth in movies? Yes, tons of it. Crazy amounts of truth in movies, more than you get from the news. It's the opposite. There's truth in movies and no truth in the mainstream. It's the opposite. Yeah, a lot of truth. The Butterfly Effect is a crazy movie. That's Ashton Kutcher in it, another female, but amazing movie. Very hard to understand. But the more you awaken to things, you see what the Truman Show meant, what the Butterfly Effect, what Inception means. You look at it from different eyes, angels and demons. You don't just look at it with the whole goal of being entertained. You study it, like Good Will Hunting. I study that movie. I see what it represents. And it's absolutely incredible. So I am tempted every now and again. I told you I recently watched Pi, the movie. Somebody sent me the link. And I've been having these chronic headaches. And if you watch that movie, you see the guy who's a genius with numbers has these migraines, and I'm slowly getting them. College football is great at harvesting energy. Yeah, big time. Again, people are so invested in the college team because of social constructs, social identity. That's the reality. If they won't play in these games in 70,000 capacity stadiums and it was a local park and it wasn't on TV, how many of those people would even be going to watch? They want to wear the jersey. They want to message the friends from other universities and say, hey, we did you today, didn't we? Let's go, Michigan. Like, not knowing that the whole education system is satanic. That's the reality. The universities that get you in debt, all right, for what? For what? What do you get at the end of it? A piece of paper? That's it? Remember when Torres scored every shot and magically lost the ability to hit the target? Exactly. Exactly. Do you remember when he rounded the keeper at Old Trafford? Open goal and he missed? He just forgot how to play football, didn't he? So often it happens with stars. They're incredible, then they forget how to play. It happens in games. All right? Quarterback's like unbelievable the second half. You can't throw a ball anymore. What happened? A team is up by 23 at the half. They lose the game. What the heck happened? What happened? Yeah, Pi is an absolute classic. It really is. It's hilarious. Most people know more about other people than they know their own life. Exactly. They know more about celebrities than they know about their own family members, if you had to quiz them on it. So if you're like, what's your sister's favorite movie? I don't know. What's Kim Kardashian's favorite movie? Oh, it's that. I told you, people cry more when a celebrity dies than probably a family member at this point. It's just, that's the world we live in. Celebrity worship. Crazy how school is just kid prison. Yeah, it's basically the military. There's a lot of. I went for lunch this morning. I saw Paula, an amazing student of mine, one of my favorites. She's in 11th grade now. She was there with her family. And of course, she misses me not teaching. But school ain't all bad. Told you I was a wonderful teacher. I had a great connection with the kids. It's the system. School could be amazing. If it was all about learning and not education, it was about learning. And teachers got paid more money. They get paid peanuts for what they do. And people go, oh, teachers, they get so much vacation time. No, they don't. The students do. The teachers don't. Always planning or going back in to prepare for the new year and all of that. People, again, who don't have a clue, talking about the education system and teachers, and they've never worked in a school. You know what I mean? They don't know how much planning and how much grading and all of that. You have to truly love it. But in general, the system is an absolute disgrace. The things that you learn are an absolute disgrace. Djokovic, by the way, this guy clearly is working for Satan. The Novak Djokovic Foundation. So he's currently working with the World Economic Forum, with the likes of Bill Gates, talking about reimagining education, closure of the digital gap. All right. Wanting to make education completely digital, which they pushed during coronavirus when they put everyone in a lockdown and he was being homeschooled or working online and all of that. The best thing about school is the social interaction. And once that goes, you're working off a computer. You've got apps like Grammarly doing your work for you. You can just copy. I saw how it worked when I was grading, when everyone was online. It wasn't their work. There were people just handing in the same essays and stuff like that. And that's why I had to then reimagine the way I was teaching them. I couldn't give them activities from the book because all the answers were online. So artificial intelligence is just dumbing down humanity. That's the reality. And it's one of the reasons why I left the school, because I knew at any point the government or Satan, because he runs the government, can just, again, put people in lockdowns, make you teach from home. That's not why I became a teacher. I remember with the football, with the coaching, they were like, do some activities that kids can do in the bedroom. It's like, give me a break. I was like, no, I won't. What are they going to do in the bedroom? Juggle a ball? Dribble in and out of a couple of cones? No. I was like, no, I won't. I coach because I want to be on the field. I want to inspire them. I want to take part in the activities with them. All right? I'm not going to be the guy who's doing activities that they can do in their bedroom. No, I wouldn't play along with it. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Well, you've got to do it. No, I don't. I'm done. That's why another reason why I left the school coaching. Like, I ain't doing that. You're not making me do that. Well, you won't get paid. I was like, fine. Fine. Adam, did you get in debt in university? No. Thankfully, I didn't. Never had a credit card. I've always been really smart with my money because of my dad. No, I personally didn't get in debt. The majority of people do, especially in America. And I'm talking tens of thousands of debt. It takes them years and years and years to pay off. So then they're basically attached to the system. I wouldn't allow that. I saw what gambling could do to somebody, though, on my first week at university. Absolutely crushed him. He got his $3,000 student loan. I didn't do that. Thankfully, my parents sorted me out. I didn't get those student loans. He got his $3,000 student loan. And he went to the casino. Told you casino is the word sin in the middle of it. He went to the casino and he put $3,000 on black, I think, and it was red. And he lost his $3,000, and then he left university in the second week. So gambling ruined him. I don't know if it was a blessing in disguise, you know what I mean? Maybe he wasn't meant to go to university, and that's the way it is. But when I witnessed that, I was like, geez, that's just not right. I remember this was another reason why I left. I've got nothing but respect, by the way, for my school and for the kids. Nothing but respect. But I'll never, ever forget. We got to a point where we weren't allowed to work from home anymore. The teachers had to go into the school to work from the school because parents were complaining there was dogs barking and it wasn't very professional. So the school was like, listen, you all have to come work from the school. And I was like, okay, fine. It gives you a reason to get up and changed and presentable. You've got your own room, you've got Wi-Fi, AC. All right, okay, I'm all right with that. That's fine. No one's going to disturb me. Touchdown 49ers, oh my goodness. Is it 7-7? Is it 7-7? Did they get the extra point? If it is, guys, oh my goodness. I told you that. It's going to go 7-7. What the heck? If you are one of those people that bets, look at the odds. Look at the odds. Obviously, the Eagles will still be favorites. Are they significant favorites? Are they slight favorites? Like, what's the odds now? Plus 150. All right, they started plus 135. Yeah, that makes sense because the Eagles have the ball back. I don't know where they're going to go with this. Let me think. Yeah, I'm not sure. 10-7 is huge with the 107, with the Beast of Revelation, with the 10 heads and the 7 horns, the 28th prime 107. Maybe the next thing is a field goal. I would never hammer a team. 180 on your app. This is what I mean. Hey, Bob. Different apps have different odds. I go off the ones that I have just purely through the Mexican app, which most people don't use because most people who follow me are from the UK or the US. So Vegas is saying plus 165. It's just different, isn't it? Plus 150, plus 180, plus 165. I think it's going to go 10-7 at some point. See what happens. Anyway, going back to working in the school, I had my own classroom, and as I was walking there was a sign on the door. You must wear a face mask to enter the classroom. And I ignored it. And then my director saw me and said, "Excuse me, Adam." I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he pointed to the sign. I said, "Oh, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. There's no one else in the classroom." "No, Adam, that's the rule now. You have to wear a mask to enter the classroom." And I was like, "No, there's no one in there. No, I won't." He said, "Then you're going to have to work from home." I said, "Bye." And I just left. I just went home. This is the common sense. This is just, they see a sign, all right, and play along with it. That's what too many people do. I said, "No, I'm not walking in with a mask when there's no one in there. No." I said, "You're going to have to work from home then, Adam." Like, I'd be like, "Really? I've driven here for no reason." I went, "All right, bye." Left. And stuff like that, just, I lost my love for it all. I lost my love for it all. Just being surrounded by people who are just so deeply under mind control, but good people, but good people. He wasn't doing that to be a jerk. And I almost felt like he knew deep down that what he was saying was just outrageous. But he was a director and he was scared, I'm sure. He was just doing his job. like most people. Kind of wide open, definitely not shading for sure 49ers win, but my gut says, and the counter said that, look at the 80-20 action on Eagles. If I was paying attention and watching it and listening to the commentary, I'd be able to tell you right now who was going to win, but I'm not. I told you to go 7-7, and it's not like I told you it when the 49ers were a yard away. And it did. It went 7-7. You think that would be a good sign for the 49ers, but I've told you there's so much for the Eagles. But 49ers code is outrageous. It is on my website, pinned, I think. Feel sorry for high school teachers in England with spoiled kids. Yeah. A lot of teachers, they're just leaving the industry now. It's too much work, not enough respect. They're leaving, not enough money. So there's a lot of demand for teachers in England. A lot. Whereas a while ago, it was actually pretty hard to get a job as a teacher in a good school. Now, they're begging for teachers. The system, guys, it's all going to eventually be digital. All right? San Francisco plus 181, 40-second prime. Commentator just said we're all squared at 7. Oh, my word. 49, the square root is 7. This is what I mean. Do they do it by design, these commentators? Is a big question for me. I'll get into it. I'm going to do a video. I'll try and do it tonight. I'm doing too much, aren't I? Do a video tonight about the NFL terms and how they connect to pornography. And it's going to make you go, oh my goodness, wait for the video. Oh, a vein in my head. I'm definitely have to go see a dentist. I'm hoping that helps with my headaches. Letting us know game is in the hand of the 49ers. Possibly, yeah. Most people took the Eagles, according to Vegas Insider, but you don't know how legit that is either. You were absolute savage to say no back then. You just became my hero. Yeah, I just had a stage in my life where I wouldn't put up with bullshit. I just won't put up with it anymore. If it didn't make sense to me, I wouldn't put up with it. And I didn't go out my way to try and rattle people and prove points. But I told you, I got thrown out of Costco. I got thrown out of Home Depot. 2 bouncers threw me out or tried to throw me out of a club because I wouldn't wear this. And I just had it out with them. But when I get angry, something happens to me. Something happens to my eyes where people don't want to go there with me. But now I won't go in those stores. I won't play along at all. I won't support them financially. The NFL ball is shaped like it's more like a vagina. It's more like a vagina when you break the football down, the NFL ball. Hulk mode, yeah, I have it in me to. If I think that something's unjust or I feel like somebody's being treated unfairly, I can become a real animal. I can. I don't enjoy doing it, but I'm fully aware that I have it within me. And people can see in my eyes when I played football. People would always go for me. Always pretty slim. He's slender. He's like cocky the way he plays. I'm just going to bully him. When they got to the point where they really were pissing me off, just my voice, my eyes, they stopped then. They stopped. So it's the reality. I'm not saying I'm the hardest man in the world, but I have never been afraid of anyone, however big they are. I'll never forget being required to wear a mask only while standing in restaurants. Yeah, we know that. You had to walk in and then take it off when you sit down. Did everything in 6s. You could sit at a table with 6 people, 6 foot social distancing. I remember when I told you when I played tennis in Los Angeles, was allowed to play tennis, but you weren't allowed more than 6 balls on the court. Come on. And I remember saying to him, I said, why? Pointed to the sign. It's like, why 6 balls? Why 6? And then we went for an ice cream afterwards, no more than 6 people allowed in at a time. I'm like, can people not see how satanic this is? 6 tennis balls. Nobody cares because they're so lost spiritually. If they were connected spiritually and they saw all of these 6s, like when you die, you go 6 feet under, we'd all be like, really? I know what you're doing here. I know what you're doing here. Why is 11 my favorite number? I never knew until I came across this code. 11 was my favorite number. I must have just liked the look of it. I used to love Ryan Giggs as well. So I was a big Man United fan and he wore 11. So I just love the number 11. I realized now I was born on my dad's 31st birthday, the 11th prime. My dad currently lives at number 11. My amazing auntie just died on the 11th day of December. So 11's just major to me. And my first ever email, adamedwards11@hotmail.com, first ever. I never knew the significance between the 11. I knew I was born on my dad's birthday. I never did the math in my head to think, wait, how old was he? He was 31. I wouldn't have known 31 was the 11th prime. I wouldn't have had a clue. So it shows that I have always been synced to the number 11. I never knew it because I didn't have the knowledge. Now I know why. I know that number is important in my life, and so is number 3. So when I come and find an apartment and find out that it's number 3, I didn't come here because I wanted to live in an apartment that was number 3. It just worked out that way. And actually, when I got the apartment, I wasn't even aware of the number. So just these beautiful organic syncs that I demonstrate pretty much daily to show you that I think the more you connect to the Holy Spirit, the more God connects with you via the code. Have you Googled yourself? Now, you won't find much of me. I was so close to being like, if you Googled me, you'd find a shitload on me when it came to football. I just missed out on all of that. And maybe it was a blessing. If you Google the illusion, that term, you won't find me, will you? When it comes to the illusion. There'll be all sorts of stuff that comes before me. I think on YouTube now, if you type in the illusion, pretty much the first thing that comes up, although there was a band called The Illusion, I think. I'm not bothered about Googling myself. And if I ever get really popular with this knowledge, I won't be Googling myself either, to be honest. History is just stories. How can you write someone's life? Exactly, Brian, you can. You can. Hey, Philip, how you doing? This is a coded reality and the code's being infiltrated. 26 like. Cheers, brother. That God number. It's as simple as that. You can't say that man's code in my life, Aquarius 2's life, Walter White's life, Cameron Painter's life, Philip Linsbury's life, Brian's life, that man's code in all of our lives. It's impossible. It's impossible. I told you this is the end times. It's revelation. It's now or never. All right, pick a side. God or Satan. And when you get offered the chip, you've got an option there. If you say yes, you're worshiping Satan. Simple. If you say no, like I'm going to say no, and I'll lose everything, and I'm more than willing to lose everything, then you're on God's side. That's what it's going to come down to. Are you going to take that chip, which is on its way? I don't have the exact date or anything. It's going to be in the next decade, for sure, in my opinion. So watch my videos, hear what I'm saying to you, and when you do get that option of, hey, if you want to take part in society, you got to have the chip. Just know I'm telling you, that's the mark. Coronavirus wasn't the mark. It was to prepare you for it. All right? Just to prepare you for it. Do you think we can change our code? You have free will, yeah. Yeah. I've said all along, you ultimately have a code, but you have a say in your code. You have an ultimate destination. You have a say in how you get there. All right. So, yeah, you have free will, but you do have a specific code to you that's connected to you. But through your free will, you have a say in the code. Simple as that. Not everything you do in your life has already been predestined or determined, in my opinion. Okay? You have a right to make certain decisions that'll lead you a certain direction. So, yeah, you can somewhat change your code or have a say in it. 49ers plus 250, and that must mean that the Eagles are knocking on the door for a touchdown if that's the case. The line can be interesting because what can happen now is the Eagles could throw a pick. It can just change so quickly. They could throw an interception and then 49ers become the favorite. You don't know. 147 is enormous. If it does go 14-7, I'm not sure where the ball is. Prince Philip died on 4-9. The Queen died 9-8. 49 plus 98, 147. You remember when Arsenal, the Invincibles, they had number 14, Thierry Henry, and number 7, Perez, 147. Think about snooker and the break of 147. So, yeah, I know if you're betting on this game, you're not going to have any nails left at the end. It shows your old Twitter account when I Googled you. I didn't even know that was still there, to be honest with you. That was, I don't know how long ago I set that up. I've never really been on Twitter, like, until the illusion. If I had a Twitter account, I bet I barely posted anything. And you probably saw how different I was back then with what I posted. Adam, how do you socialize with people? I have a gift for socializing with people. I can talk to anyone. The thing is, I have knowledge of so many things. I can talk to people about so many things. But I keep my circle small. I've got my beautiful Kenya. If I have spare time and she's free, I hang out with her. I can talk to her about anything. Most of the people I hang out with here, I don't go deep with them or anything like that. Other than my mate Andy, who's my best friend here, I can go deep. We talk about so much. The other people I hang out with, it's just, I'll have a drink. How's everything? Oh, how's your website going? Just the same bullshit conversation, but I don't hardly ever hang out with those people. But yeah, I can socialize. I can meet new people. But ultimately, I keep my circle small now by design. When the perishable have been clothed with the imperishable and the mortal with immortality, then the saying that is written will come true. Death has been swallowed up in victory. Exactly. We don't die. And that's because of Jesus. We don't die. Just the vessel. Do you still like Jeremy Lynch and Billy Wingrove? I can't stand them. I truly can't stand those two. Again, with the platform that they have, if they're as good as they think they are, why they're not pro? They annoy me, those two, especially that Billy lad. And you see them and they're taking part in those charity games and all of that, and they have all these followers, and they're hanging out with Messi and Ronaldo's and interviewing them. You reckon they're going to just let two guys with a little bit, well, they've got a lot of technique. Notice they're black and white as well. They love this whole duality. Just get to the top and have so many people look up to them. Nah. Eagles touchdown. Well, the odds were screaming that, but so it's what, 14-7? 13-7, 33rd prime. I'm sure. There you go, 14-7. 21 points for your 777, which is the jackpot in Vegas. Again, infiltrating that beautiful divine number 7, which rhymes with heaven. So does 11. 6 rhymes with matrix. So yeah, 14-7 Philadelphia. Yeah, it'll be back and forth. I don't know where they're going to go with it next. I don't know. Still remember you had 9 curries in 12 days, yeah. And then for about 2 weeks, I fell out of love with Indian food because I had too much of it. But my last meal in England was with Divine and with my boy Flinny. It was Indian food. Billy thinks he's Beckham, and both females. That's all I'll say about those two. Both females. Now, Billy's left-footed though, isn't he? He's left-footed. Yeah. How do people watch Premier League? It's so slow. Pass, Pep Guardiola. Because, I don't know. They've got money on it. They've got emotional connection to it. They've got ego on it. I don't know. I did it. I watched it. I watched so many games. And I found it entertaining. And then I started to realize how slow it was. And that the level was nowhere near what I thought it was. I just stopped watching, especially when I were able to code it. Adam, the black quarterback for San Francisco, new in the game. Wow. So is he gone? Is Purdy gone? If he's gone, that's big for the 49ers to potentially lose if he's gone. His riddle was huge. Is he out? Who's this black quarterback? Oh, okay. That changes a lot then with Purdy being out. Wow. Wrist injury. Interesting. So he's done. Have they said he's completely done? If he is, that could be curtains. But I don't know who this black quarterback is. Again, whatever the code is, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Maybe this black quarterback has the game of his life. And then he plays in the Super Bowl. I don't know. 136 left, 13, the 6th prime. Do your parents on TV? Yes. Yep. And my mum enjoys it probably more than my dad. But yeah, they have TV. They're into it all and watch the news and all of that. It's most people in England. I read on Discord something related to Brady and his first Super Bowl, similar story. He was injured and came back to Super Bowl and won it. Yeah, there's so many narratives. This is really hard to call. It's really hard to call. So I wouldn't personally bet in play. I wouldn't have bet on this game. But yeah, anything can honestly happen. Hey, Johnny G, how you doing? Does the Rock Brock narrative cancel then? I think the Rock comes back at WrestleMania. I think that's why Sami Zayn basically betrayed Roman. I think the Rock comes back. And he might even be in a tag team match with Roman against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Who knows? Went from newspapers to radio to TV to social media. Yep, and now we have all of them. We have them all. Josh Johnson, they said, is backup quarterback. What's your opinion on Logan Paul? First 2 names, female. He eliminated Seth Rollins. Just shows you that this Logan Paul influencer is now one of the top stars in WWE. Literally taking on people like Seth Rollins, who's been an established star for ages. That family is super satanic. Okay? Super satanic. What turnover? What Eagles got the ball back? Yeah, that could be it then. That could be it. Was it going to be 21-7? Michael Jordan's birthday? 217. Yeah. Looks like it's probably done then. Under no pressure, you just drop the ball. This is what can happen. They can do whatever they want, or the code. That's the thing with it all. The NFL is legally sports entertainment. Legally, if you research it. So yeah, you can get a superstar, just have the ball in his hand and just drop it. I told you, not anyone who said hammer the 49ers and stuff, you have to read the Eagles code as well. I told you, if you read it, I'll read them both out to you, and then you'll be like, geez, I won't have touched that again. I'll just be intrigued to see if it's two black quarterbacks. When was the last time they did that? Does anyone know? When was the last time there was two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl? If anyone knows, let me know. Jake Paul is fighting Tyson Fury's sister. I know. Do you know what I mean? It's just comical that people don't care. They don't care. They just think these families are just talented. And they get to the top and they get pushed and promoted by the mainstream. Just, they came out of nowhere, those Paul brothers. Do you know what I mean? Just came out of absolutely nowhere. So yeah, I just know I will just keep doing what I'm doing daily. I'm looking forward to doing this video. Well, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to people watching it and not doing it. It's a lot of work putting together these videos. But what I'm going to reveal is going to just, and it's not related to sports or who's going to win a Super Bowl. It's deeper than that. It's predictive programming. It's showing you that the reality we're living in is completely just coded. We're basically living in a TV show. People need to realize when they're watching the news is a TV show that's broadcasted on your TV. It's a TV show. All right? So when they show you things, you've got to be able to realize that it may not be true. It could literally be a set. All right? Just because they're showing you it on the news doesn't mean it's real. Touchdown Eagles. Yeah, that'll be it then. That'll be it. Face mask against, again, they can do that. They can throw a flag in, a face mask. Whoever's behind all of this, I think it's just energy harvesting purely. You see it so many times where like a quarterback throws 24 yards. Oh my God. But there's a flag. What? Who? What? It's a face mask. No way. They just did that the previous play. The ref didn't call it. I can't be around that. I can't be around that. If it's a 2-point conversion, that'll be 22-7, the 49th prime. If they make it 22-7, that's the 49th prime. If they go for 2 points. No, they didn't. They've just gone for one. Right. This will just have to take a minor miracle. at this point. I don't think 2 black Super Bowl quarterbacks has ever happened. So if it happens on your boy Lincoln's birthday, we know why. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to believe that they'll let 2 black quarterbacks there. But the narrative is there. If it's Eagles, Bengals, I don't think many people called that. Maybe a few people. Yeah, exactly. You just watch the fans, and it's pretty tragic. But I was one of them. I remember when Rooney scored against Man City. I was at Old Trafford. It was in the League Cup, and I fell over like people's seats because I was so happy when Rooney scored. I remember Mahomes' mother is white, yeah, and his brother's gay, outrageously gay. Mahomes' brother. I always knew something was wrong with music concerts, never went to one. I've had a lot of good memories with music festivals. A few times I felt like I was going to get like trampled on when I went to watch the Strokes and I was right at the front. I remember I was like, I couldn't breathe. I was getting pushed up against the rail. And people were like in a mosh pit and headbutting each other and all sorts of shit. Like, what is this? This is actually, you just think it's cool, don't you? So satanic. I couldn't breathe. It's like, what the fuck? Never forget that. Read my comment. Where is it? And have you thought of the first overall pick Burrow versus last overall Purdy? That's also a good riddle. What do you think, Adam? It looks like the 49ers are dead now, doesn't it? Looking at the odds. If they had an exceptional riddle and I didn't see anything for the Eagles, I'd probably be like, all right, get on the 49ers spread right now. Do you want me to tell you what the Eagles have? Oh, you're not bothered? I had season tickets with my dad for Man City singing about people I've never met before. Exactly. And singing about Blue Moon. All right? Look into the Blue Moons. Don't be surprised if they make Christian McCaffrey play quarterback in the second half to lead a comeback. Johnny G, nothing surprises me anymore, especially in professional sports. Nothing. The simulator predicts 24-20 Eagles. How would they go about that score? How would the 49ers get to 20 points from 7? So they'd need to get a touchdown and a 1-point conversion, then a touchdown and miss, a failed conversion to get to 20. And that would mean the Eagles only get a field goal. I can't see that. Favorite Mexican, English, and American meal? Jeez. What do you find like English food as? It's terrible. Pie, chips, and peas. English meal. Mexican meal. Enchiladas verdes. American meal. Probably just a really good burger. That's it. 2 field goals and 1 touchdown and a point after. Yep. It's not over until it's over. I agree. But looking at the odds, plus 800 and the 49ers, what are they? Plus 16, plus 17, plus 15 spread. Don't know. They could get blown out here. I don't know. If it would have been 14-7, but if that guy's just gave up the ball and then let the Eagles take that huge lead without their number 1 quarterback, it's tough now. Narrative-wise, odds-wise, they just showed a stat for 49ers that added up to 11-11. Wow. John Terry still doesn't look guilty on his Instagram. Okay. Hey, Adam, do you think there is anything satanic about Pac-Man? Yeah, of course. 69ers. Do you still support Soul Power? I actually don't know. I don't know who that is. Maybe. Who is it? Perhaps. Thankfully, my dad doesn't have a season ticket anymore. He's wasted money on them for 10 years. That's good. That is not giving his spare time and sacred energy to go watch these games. Johnny G with a woo. The guy who called you out. Oh, okay. Yeah, again, I don't even remember his name. The one who was leaving all these comments, and I blocked him on Twitter, and then he did a video saying the illusion's a Freemason. And he had a video of me doing that or something. Or what was I doing? I can't remember the pose I was doing with my hands. Tragic, innit? But whatever. I don't know who he is. It kind of made me laugh. So Brock was injured by number 7. So 13 injured by 7. 13, the 7th Fibonacci, and 137, the 33rd prime. He's going to screenshot you doing it just now and post another video. Let him. How many people are going to watch it? I ain't bothered now with people calling me a Freemason or Jesuit. You just got to giggle at them. Or that I'm part of the royal family, or this, that, and the other. Or I'm just delusional. I ain't interested in those people. They can do whatever they want about me. Because they don't have anything to ever back it up. It's comical. So let them make videos saying I'm a Freemason. Go for it. Adam, you're the only guy to Hollywood and come back without a demon. I don't know about that. I was never a star in Hollywood. I played football for Hollywood. I wasn't never an actor. I just played football. People talk about me like I'm famous at times. I never starred in Hollywood, guys. I visited it numerous times. I played football there. I wasn't hanging out with A-listers left, right, and center. Yeah, I met quite a lot of them, but I won't class them as like close friends. Do porn stars have demons in them? I believe so. Absolutely. And most porn stars, a lot of them, again, if you look at the suicide rate of porn stars, so high. Google it. Think how degrading it is, what they do. It pays well, I'm sure. I've spoken to a few of them. I've told you, I was friends with quite a few because of my Hollywood links. And they used to tell me it's not what you think it is. So I remember saying, wow, what a life you have, lad. Just banging girls and getting paid for it. It's like, it's not what you think. It's not what you think at all. I said at the beginning it was like that. They said eventually it just becomes work and it's exhausting and it's just not what you think it is. It's like you have to look at this camera, all right, and you have to perform this way at this angle, and sometimes you're having sex with people you have no connection with. So again, from the outside in, you think, what a job. Getting paid to have sex with women, then you realize these are demonic women. Probably a lot of them are trans, to be honest. Especially the ones where you don't see their vagina within the movies. 49ers comeback, I doubt it. Highly doubt it. Banging drags, yeah. I think a lot of them do. The worst president in history is from Pennsylvania. Yeah, Biden. Jaguars came back from down 27 and Vikings came back from 33 points. Yeah. But their star quarterback wasn't out. And this is an Eagles team who, for whatever reason, are having this exceptional season. And they're at home. Look at the name of the Eagles Stadium. And you'll see the Lincoln in it. for Abraham Lincoln. Look at the stadium. Next score is huge. If it's Eagles to become 28-7, 28, the 7th try. George Floyd born 287th day of the year. If it's that, it's over, innit? If 49ers come out and get an early touchdown and it's 21-14, you never know. But if Eagles score next, it's done. It's done. Illusion, every celebrity I see is wearing black. It's hard to say. Black often connects to death. That's why you wear black when you go to a funeral. With Josh Johnson at quarterback, 49ers feel like they're down 30. Again, my knowledge of the NFL is great, but backup quarterbacks and stuff, I don't know. I know all the stars, numbers. I don't know who this guy is. Adam, try and visit Kenya, amazing culture and weather. I wish. I'd love to go to Africa. Can I enter without being vaccinated? Josh Johnson's 13th team. Good knowledge. The US are going to go to their 13th war very soon. They're bringing her back. Oh, is Purdy coming back? Is that who you're referring to with her? Is Purdy coming back? Broken wrist. Are you on about him? It's hard to say who you're referring to there. Roseanne Barr. Somebody's saying Purdy coming back. I don't know. One hour 37 into the live, the 33rd prime, as I have 33 likes. So what we're going to do about this, guys, we're living out Revelation. Everything that's happening in the world of entertainment connects to the Bible. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it at this point? Because that's what's happening. Everything that's happening in the world right now is connected to the end times. What's the best thing we can do? For me, it's just you find God. You look to find God. Because it's undeniable at this point what is going on in the world. Okay. Just checking my emails. I'm trying to think what else I can do to help people. I don't know what else I can do. If you have any advice, let me know. Purdy's drink in the UK is the best hangover cure ever created. Psalms 27:1. The Lord is my strength and salvation. Whom shall I fear? I love that. I love that. I'm breaking out the popcorn. Go on, lad. And enjoy. Never been a huge lover of popcorn. I've got to close a lot of these tabs. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, man, this video is going to be scandalous. All right, I'll ask you this, guys, just in the chat, for you guys who care about the NFL. If you were betting right now, Illusion puts HP sauce on his popcorn. No, I don't, brother. Well, all right. Do you think, I'll refer it as this, do you think the Eagles are going to cover the spread, which I've just seen is plus 14.5, or the 49ers? Where do you think most people are putting their money now? I have a feeling they may be putting it on the Eagles to crush them because of the injury. So if you had someone to say, here's a $300, who do you think is going to cover? 49ers or Eagles, or who do you think is going to win the second half? Tough. Usually I'm really good at reading the line. I can't hear. I think most people will get on the Eagles and just think they're going to blow them out. So right now with the plus 14.5, that means the 49ers are leading technically right now by 0.5 points. So if they won the second half, you would win the bet. It's basically who's going to win the second half. That's all it is. Who's going to win the second half? Who's winning the second half? 49ers or Eagles? I can't even say. I can't. It don't feel right. I'm not going to force it. So I'd love to know your opinion. Who wins this second half? Eagles or 49ers? Reality, if you was thinking it was all legit, you'd absolutely say Eagles. Eagles will win the second half at home. They dominated the first half. 49ers don't have their star quarterback. You'd think, surely the Eagles win the second half. I think that's what people are going to do. They're going to hammer the Eagles. And they might just have like the Eagles run down the clock or whatever. Interesting this. Again, I wouldn't go in. I ain't trying to. So they're giving 16.5 for you. That's very interesting. 28-7 does seem very symbolic. But again, so does 24-7. Because the US was founded 247 years ago. And the Declaration of Independence was signed in Philadelphia. They're going to do 24-7, aren't they? Geez, they're going to do 24-7. Literally, the US was founded and signed the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia 247 years ago. And that connects with Abraham Lincoln, who was the, 15th president of the US. It's probably going to do that. Let's see. I don't know who starts with the ball. I've not been watching it. But I have a feeling it's going to go 24-7. We'll see. Again, that's just it's a guess. The ref's number 35. That's interesting. So is that why you think it might go 28-7 for 35 points? 49ers start with the ball. All right, let's just have a look what happens, all right? We'll see what happens today in these games. Whatever happens, I'll be here tomorrow continuing to code our reality. What's the code with Currency Act and Lincoln? Right, I'll tell you. Wait, let me respond to the comments on my website. There's a guy called Georgie who's an amazing coder who's just left a great comment. Riddler called Dortmund to win 2-0 and they just won 2-0. Amazing stuff, Riddler. I didn't see that. Thank you. That's interesting. It's not the year of the rabbit, it's the cat. Last year, the losing team in the Super Bowl made a remark about an animal. That's an astrological enemy. So if the 49ers lose, then the Super Bowl has an astrological hint to the losing team. Wow, amazing, Christian. So that's implying you like the Eagles. I'm going to have to let people... do not bet in play on this game, in my opinion. Wow. Hans is an amazing coder. Adam, I swear I just realized my dad was 31 when I was born, and we also share the same birthday. What? 5th of December, 93. This is insane. Oh my goodness. Look at the smile on my face. There's a guy new to my website who was born on his dad's 31st birthday, which was December the 5th, 93. Just like I was born on my dad's 31st birthday. I love this stuff way more than who's going to win a bullshit game. Yeah, it's the Holy Spirit doing the speaking like she did when Jesus was alive. I think she says with the Father, she was the first creation. Okay. Interesting. It's amazing like how an injury, it can really change everything with the code. Because they say the NFL is a quarterback league. If that quarterback goes out, it changes everything. All these. Yeah, somebody said this best kept secret. All these connections to God, and people only care about who wins. Again, if the Eagles have that 3-2-2 rotation number, what are the chances of that with how big that 3-2-2 is? And are they going to get to the Super Bowl with 322 days left in the year after having a 3-2-2 rotation number? It's just staggering how this is all just so perfectly coded. Quite simply, staggering. It at times leaves me flabbergasted still. Despite all the things and the connections I've made, I still continue to be like, what? And how they make it so hard to read so often in these big games as well. Because they're there for a reason with the code. They have phenomenal codes to be there at this stage. And then you just have to figure out what do you think is the best code that's going to come through. Somebody agrees with my FA Cup pick. Yeah, Djokovic's nickname is Joker. Like the joke's on us, guys. The joke is on us. Worshipping Satanists. You see, Bill Gates was at the Australian Open. The guy who was born 10 days after 1018 and Luke 1018, and Djokovic wins his 22nd title, major title, 10 months and 18 days before the Pope's birthday. We not see what's going on here? Just staggering. Bill Gates clearly is a woman. Melinda Gates is a man. It's a different person than the original one that they presented. Undeniable, but people just don't care. Right? For example, today, I'll give you an example, right? If anyone took the 49ers at 10-1 before the playoffs began, they were 10-1, and they got this far. And there's a phenomenal riddle for the 49ers and the Eagles both to win. You have to cover the Eagles. I guess it depends on how big you bet. But you could have got on the Eagles, and pretty much if they win it, you almost get your money back that you staked. If they don't, you've got the 10-1 possibility that could hit in the Super Bowl. And you know the 49ers are going to go in underdogs. You have to learn how to bet. You have to. Stuff happens throughout the season. Narratives change. All right? You catch something. Knowing how big Abraham Lincoln is to all of this. Knowing how connected he was with abolishing slavery and then with the whole stuff with Black Lives Matter. You have to be smart in this game. Just sent you all the Bengals info. Thank you. I'll post it if I'm sure it's interesting. In 30 minutes, Denmark are playing the World Cup handball final, which I had them to win over a month ago. This is Hans, who's Danish. Again, even handball will be coded, even though next to nobody watches it. It'll be coded because it's not by men. And I really believe anyone who leaves my website that they will eventually regret it. Because of the knowledge that they're getting. Second. All right. Let's see if this game goes 24-7, shall we? Denmark already won, did they? Well, there you go, Hans. This is what I mean. My community is great. It's not just me. Hans let everyone know Denmark handball. My boy Riddler said Dortmund 2-0. Let me check that. What do you reckon it actually was? Yeah, they won 2-0 away from home. What a shout against Leverkusen. There's just so many phenomenal decoders. Leverkusen are doing all right. Wow, 4th against 9th for your 49. Wow. Super Bowl is the superb owl. It's cringy, a 40-year-old man wearing a shirt with a player's name. Yeah, it is. And chanting them. Chanting their names. It is. It's really cringe. It is. I'm sure most of us did it. Most of us did it. I did. I don't think I ever felt cringe. It just felt right. You know what I mean? You're feeling that energy. But yeah, it's pathetic. Josh Johnson playing 106 days before his birthday. I feel this is connected to Princess Diana. Diana equals 106. The score was 7-7 at one point. Pope John Paul was 77 when Diana died on his 106th day. That's amazing. Prince Philip was born 10-6 as well. Obviously connects to Diana because Philip was Charles's dad. Chaz, football played with your hands. Does that make sense? Handball, you might have a go at me here. I think it's a decent sport. Because the way I am, how agile I am, and the vision I have, I think handball I would really enjoy. But it's no football, is it? I think handball's pretty cool. No offense if you think it's a shitty sport. All right, Shauna, let me look at your Bengals. Let's have a little look. What are you saying? Oh, you put it on Twitter. Interesting. That's a bloke. Regina King. Dies at suicide at 26. Oh. I told you England got knocked out of the World Cup on Joe Burrow's 26th birthday. Wow. The Queen City, Cincinnati. Yeah, this is just outrageous as well. Very hard. I still like the Chiefs code, but my goodness, people keep sending me stuff for Bengals. I'm not even going to post it all. Guys, at this point, I think I told you all, I wouldn't touch these games. Yeah, very interesting, Sean. I just wouldn't touch them. Even this Chiefs game, the outrageous riddle they have. I'll definitely be coding that Super Bowl, though. It's just, yeah, they do call the Super Bowl champion world champion. They call the baseball the World Series when it's just American teams. There might be a few Canadians. Yeah, there is, like the Blue Jays and stuff. But yeah, the World Series. Really? You understand the World Cup? It's nations from all over the world competing. The World Series? Give me a break, man. They just said Purdy to be the hero. My goodness. The son got sacrificed so they could play Super Bowl. Yeah, I really do believe in this sacrificing. I do. If you study Satanism and child sacrifice and how it's one of the best ways of connecting with the devil is through murdering an innocent human being, God's creation. Went to the commercial at 10:47 for your 147. The score was 147 at one point. If Purdy has screwed his wrist up and he's come back out, if you're telling me he's come back out, the guy's a quarterback. If you're a footballer, like a soccer player, you injure your wrist, maybe you'll get away with it. It's dangerous. But if you knacker your wrist, please tell me it's not his throwing wrist. Did he injure his throwing hand? Guys. Or was it his other hand that he don't really need? Was it? It was his throwing hand, and he's come back out. Guys, if you knacker your wrist, again, I've had a wrist injury. I've had a lot of injuries the way I used to play football and get fouled. Remember the wrist injury when the goalkeeper took me down for a penalty? Did that. Wrist just went all sorts of different directions. How can you come back in? Why would you, how would you feel if you were the backup quarterback and you're clearly elite? How would you feel if they've just brought back in a guy who's Mr. Irrelevant, 262nd pick, injured wrist, and he comes in and takes your spot? How would you feel about that? Like, you're a backup quarterback, you're dreaming for this moment. You're finally getting your chance. Oh, no, sorry, mate, we'll take you back out. Yeah, his wrist is knackered, but let's get you back in. Purdy won't do shit at this point. He ain't going to do anything. He's barely going to get any yards. They're going to rely on the rush from the 49ers, and they ain't going to get anywhere with it. And then one of the storylines will be, should they have brought Purdy back in? Was that a mistake? All that nonsense. They've got to have storylines. They've got to feed you with storylines to keep you stuck in the matrix. All right? They ain't going to gain shit if a guy's the quarterback and he's got this so-called injured wrist. I don't think the biggest fool will accept it if the 49ers somehow come back. So they ain't going to do shit with him back in my opinion. He did not injure it. The nerve going into his hand. They said his elbow. Just comical. Do you think the Grenfell Tower fire was real? I don't know, but I've got an amazing code on it, which I added to my Queen book. 72 people died, didn't they? It was all connected to Pope Francis, who became the Pope the 72nd day of the year. I don't know if half of these things are real. That's the problem with it at this point. I don't know what's real other than God. All the stuff that they've told us historically, I don't know what's real. Like, who was behind the Georgia Guidestones? Who brought them down? When cathedrals get burnt down, who's behind that? The Hillsborough disaster, all the numbers behind that. Clearly, there was a disaster in that stadium. The Titanic and all of that, did it really sink? Hey, I just gave you a huge shout out, Michael, for calling Dortmund 2-0. Amazing. Thank you for putting it on the website. Perfect. It's hard to call a scoreline. Makes sense the Super Bowl is 57 days after Francis's birthday. Exactly. It's all connected to him. I thought that could help San Francisco. It's not. They brought in so they don't say the game wasn't rigged. It's comedy. The NFL is, if you watch it from that perspective of being comical, it is actually kind of funny in a sickening way. Elbow equals 57. I don't think the 49ers are coming back at this point. It's going to be one of the most insane NFL games if it happens. It's done. I would say. And I'll eat my words if the 49ers win. If Purdy was fully fit and all of that, but they've got that narrative now. They're down by 14. They're playing in Philadelphia. Let's just be real with it. You can type in elbow equals 57, but there's so much for the Eagles to win this game. There's so much for the 49ers. They could come back in 50-21 and still know, but that is... I think some would. I think they would bat an eyelid, but they won't care enough. Especially if it's like the rush game and it's not Purdy throwing touchdowns. I saw it. I heard a few people, didn't I, when the Jags came back from 27 points down, and it was two guys going, NFL's been strange this season, hasn't it? Been really weird, a lot of freak results. Yeah, but my word, it's entertaining. Yeah, and they went, cheers. So if somehow 49ers won this game, which I don't think they do, yeah, people will just say, yeah, well, the rush game was strong and Eagles got complacent and it's never over till it's over and every dog has its day and maybe this is just the 49ers season. So there'll be something within them going, that was strange. How did the Eagles blow that? But then quickly, the brain will trigger something to justify the nonsense. Yeah, well, that's the beauty of sports, isn't it? Anything can happen. All these slogans that they pull out, that's just the reality. We've got to be honest. And when you look historically at some of the sports and what's happened, like Man United, when they won the treble, 2 goals in the last minute to beat Bayern Munich, the best defense in the world, best team in the world by far at that time. People didn't give a shit. They just didn't care. It's like, wow, oh my God, incredible. It's not over till the final whistle. It's not over till the fat lady sings, baby. So yeah, I'll be gobsmacked if the Eagles don't win this game at this point. But I've also said nothing in sports now can majorly shock me. But I'll be gobsmacked if they somehow let 49ers win this. Some crazy shit for the Eagles. And like Kobe Bryant, did the guy even die? Who was that guy? Does the character die and the demon lives on? That makes sense to me. That the character dies, the demon lives on. So they don't die, demons. Kobe was a demon. Or had a demon within her. Kobe was a female. I'll have to do a video about that. I still have a feeling this game's going to go 24/7 for America. WWE is NFL. Yep. That's why this WrestleMania is always synced up with the Super Bowl. Always. I wish I was at a bar when the Bulls returned 2 punts for touchdowns just to watch people and see their reaction. No, they wouldn't have questioned it, mate. They wouldn't have questioned it. Brock Lesnar's daughter is a good one. As a man, yeah. Brock Lesnar's daughter looks like Brock Lesnar. Do you think every Premier League game and Championship player is a devil worshipper? I think they're part of some sort of fraternity. I think it's the elite stars that are Satanists. I don't know if every Championship player is. Depends who's behind the code. Demons get another body, yeah. John Cena told us sports are fake at the 2016 ESPYs. He did. Blatantly said that the NFL is basically the exact same setup as the WWE. He said it. He gave amazing examples. People laughed it off. John Cena doesn't get to decide what he says. All right? He's told exactly what to say. That's why all the people who were gullible enough to believe Ricky Gervais, he called out Hollywood, and he called out pedophiles, and he called out this, and he called out that, and he called out ego. Because Ricky Gervais is just a good guy. Look at him. He's got a bit of a belly. He's not that handsome. All right? He's just a funny guy. Ricky Gervais is a high-ranking Satanist tranny who got told what to say at the Golden Globes, and he kept going back and hosting them over and over again. You want to believe that he was given free rein at the Golden Globes to hammer A-listers without permission. Look at Ricky Gervais, little tiny little bitch hands. All right? Ricky Gervais is a little woman who works for Satan. You think he wrote The Office and starred in The Office and then hangs out with A-list celebrities and then goes to Hollywood and stars in movies? All right? And then his Office gets turned into a hit show in the US just because Ricky Gervais is a pretty funny guy? No. It's a little demonic Satanist. People just can't have it. They can't accept it. Ricky's one of the good ones, Adam. Didn't you hear what he said about Tom Hanks, where they intentionally zoomed into his face, where he was intentionally looking like concerned? He knew it was coming. Do you think Will Smith just randomly got up and slapped Chris Rock without either of them knowing? He just got up. Come on, guys. What is wrong with us? Yeah, Ricky Gervais does have visible mastectomy scars. He does. Should I take Niners? No. I think I've said numerous times, it's where people don't listen. Don't touch this game now. I won't go near it, and I think it's going to go 24/7. I don't know who has the ball. But if it goes 24/7, you know why. I think I understand why people bet. I really get it. I completely get it. Yeah, Will Smith is a Hollywood high priest. The highest ranked one is Jim Carrey in Hollywood. I really get why people gamble. I completely do. I understand it. But it limits you, I think. Like, why would you go Niners now, 19.5? That's telling you the game's over. Like, what would your reason be behind that? I don't think they're going to have drama here where they're going to have it become really close. They might do that in the Bengals game. To be honest with you, they might do that in the Bengals game. There's often one game that's close and often the later one. So I think more people watch that later one. Greetings from London. Okay, you're speaking to someone in the chat. Awesome. Hope you get to meet each other. San Francisco just got the ball. Where and how long's left? Should still be the third quarter. Why did Rey Mysterio not come out? It was very mysterious, wasn't it? Maybe so there was 29 people, which is the 10th prime for Satan. Again, if Mysterio didn't come out, which is a mystery, hence his name, they could have easily lined up any other wrestler in the back to just take his role. They must have wanted 29 to take part. Instead of a punt, the defense ran into a punter to keep the field goal chance alive. Really? Are you serious? So who's got the ball? What just happened? Who's got the ball? Have they kept it with the Eagles? Wow, so look, somebody in the chat said 49ers have the ball, and look what just happened. The flag. So if you did the spread bet on 49ers, yes, we've got the ball back, boom. We get up, we get a touchdown. Okay, it's only a 7-point game. I've got them 19 plus. Now look. Just everything picked up a flag for what? Holding. Defense. 10-yard penalty. First down. Was it one of them? Just comical. I won't watch it. I really, it's going to go 24/7 or that 28/7. I still think it's probably going to be 24/7. But they must be pretty close to a touchdown. Unnecessary roughness on the kicker. Oh, God. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand American football if you're not from there. I remember when I first watched a few games in the US, I was like, what's going on here? I was too embarrassed to even ask. I was like, wait, why's that team got the ball back? What just happened? I was like, what the heck's a first down? I didn't get any of it. I was like, this game's shit. Went to commercials every 5 or 10 minutes. I was like, oh God, I don't like this. And I never got involved with the Super Bowl as well. And just seeing how everyone was so excited, especially the women, for the Super Bowl commercials. I was like, my goodness, now I know that it's just brainwashing the commercials. But you sit around and you'd order your Domino's pizza and you drink your Budweiser and you'd watch the commercials and you watch the halftime satanic show and you watch these satanic puppets running around the field, fulfilling scripture, whether they're aware of it or not, throwing up their devil horns at any given chance. Just scandalous. Scandalous. So what we're saying, 28-7 or 24-7? Is it going to be 28? Somebody said it's about to become 28. Satanic commercials, yeah. Yep. Every single game is mockery. Yeah, Eagles are on the 3-yard line, all right. If you're on the 3-yard line, surely you're going to get a touchdown. Like, how do you not? How do you not just have a guy, big beast with a bit of speed, just run through? If you break it down, it's the amount of times that people are first and goal next to getting a touchdown and they don't get a yard is scandalous. Or they'll take it to the 3rd down, then they'll go over. All right, so they'll do that, and eventually they'll get it. I've just seen these scripts too many times. It's wild. It's wild. Like Philadelphia last year, I know they scraped into the playoffs, but suddenly become this world beater team. Jalen Hurts is just unbelievable. Like, what happened? Did he just have a good preseason, ladies and gentlemen? Did he just have a good preseason? Did he change his diet? Has he got a new massage therapist? It's helped him loosen up. It is. You have to giggle. You have to giggle. What time are we on? 3:26. Wow. It went from 1st and goal to 3rd and goal. Really? So what I said, it just went to 3rd and goal, and then they got the touchdown. Is that what happened? 28-7. 28, the perfect number, the 7th triangular number. George Floyd, born 287th day of the year. Derek Chauvin, born with 287 days left in the year, who knelt on George Floyd. 28-7 is the day Coolio died. Wow. All black symbolism. Chigozi, how you doing, brother? So 28-7. 35 points. Djokovic, he just won that Australian Open at 35 years old. Messi won the World Cup at 35 years old. Just glad you're well, Chigozi. Mahomes, Mr. State Farm, yeah. Rosicrucian seal number 287. I didn't know that. Wow. 287 is also very important when it comes to war. All right. World War I began 28-7, guys. The 28th of July. So literally World War One began 28-7. And this score's 28-7. How many minutes left? It must be pretty much done by the third quarter. Third quarter must be nearly done. All right. I need a pee. I do need a pee. All right, guys, I'm going to have a pee. And maybe that's too personal. Less than a minute left in the third quarter. So, yeah, the game's over. Most people with the spread in play, most people, they take the plus spread. You know what I mean? Because they want to support it. Most people do that. Like most people take the over with the under and over because they want to watch the action. They want to cheer with a touchdown. It's the reality. That's how it operates. So, Eagles, they killed it to get here. They're killing the 49ers who had this amazing undefeated run. I'm going to go for a quick pee. Harry Kane's birthday, 28-7. I'm going to fill my water up. Oh. What we got? This is one of the most rigged games I've ever seen. Like, I really wish I saw that where the Eagles got the ball back. All right, let me Shanahan 49th loss. Yeah, but he can stay on. Oh yeah, 49th loss, yeah, for the 49ers. He had some 48s in his favor. Arizona's the 48th state and all of that, where the Super Bowl is. Just scandalous. Francis Bacon and John Dee used 157 and 287 in their writings as Shakespeare and the Rosicrucians. Rossi Cross 287K. Wow. I start betting KN soccer games. What, Korean? They could have at least made this more entertaining. You'd think it probably indicates the next game is going to be very tight. I don't know if they'll have two blowouts. Again, it's whatever the code is. So I'll tell you what the Eagles had, because it might help you going forward. Where is it? Hannibal Hamlin code, which may benefit Chiefs and Eagles. I posted it last night. So where is it? All right. Again, I ain't saying Chiefs are winning. I'm not. I'm just going to tell you what I have here, what I put together. So Hannibal Hamlin was vice president-elect in 1860 to no other than Lincoln. Super Bowl's on his birthday. 163 years ago. With wins, the Chiefs and Eagles will become 16-3 for the season. Both will get their 16th season win. And Abraham Lincoln. What president was he? He was the 16th president. So the Eagles just got their, well, they're about to get their 16th win of the season. And your boy, Lincoln, was the 16th president. If it is the Eagles against the Bengals, I would probably expect the Eagles to stay on that 16, but who knows? And I said it's interesting, Damar Hamlin plays for the Buffalo Bills, and Buffalo was involved in a shooting, and Abe Lincoln, he was assassinated, he was shot in the head. And the Eagles play at Lincoln Financial Field. This is the 103rd NFL season, and I saw the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018, exactly 103 weeks before Kobe died, who was born in Philadelphia. 103 weeks is 1 year, 50 weeks and 6 days, like 156. Kobe died 156 days after his birthday. Eagles won that Super Bowl in 2-4. I did this code for the Eagles to make the conference final, all about 24, Kobe's number. If Eagles beat 49ers, they will drop them to 15-5 for the season. Kobe inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame, 15-5. 49ers dropped to 5-4 on the road. Kobe Bean Bryant, 54, died a span of 5 months and 4 days after his birthday. The 49ers quarterback dropped to 7-1, and the Queen died on the Eagles' owner's 71st birthday. So I put that, I saw the stuff, I thought, oh, this is dirty. This is dirty. There's so many 103s for the Chiefs to win, if it is about that number. So I was like, people read that. Some people probably took the Eagles because of that. Other people loved the code I did for the 49ers weeks ago, probably stuck with that. It's up to people what they do. Personally, from my background, I've told you, if I had a future on the 49ers, I would have took Eagles in this game or left the game alone. Wouldn't have touched it. Because you already have stuff riding on it with the future. Or if you want to basically close to break even, you just take the Eagles. And yeah, I would have done that, I would say. So it's tough. So tough. So hard to call these games every single day so perfectly. It's amazing that I do what I do, to be honest. Bengals still in the year of the Tiger season. It's crazy. I think they're going to have a lockdown in March. My country is itching to do it right after the carnival in Trinidad. Yeah, let's see what happens. 49ers losing and you have them laughing and smiling. What are you referring to there? I did a code at the beginning of the playoffs for the 49ers. I thought they had the best riddle. I still thought they had the best riddle today. I saw all the stuff for the Eagles. Do what you want with it. I ain't laughing and smiling at people who bet on the 49ers. I'm laughing at the whole spectacle of it. So, are you on my website? Are you on it? Did you see what I posted for the Eagles to tell people? Or are you just some random person who doesn't have a clue? I meant the players are laughing and, oh, okay, sorry, mate. My bad, I apologize for that. I just get some muppets in the chat, I apologize. The 49ers players are laughing. They don't care about winning a Super Bowl. They don't. They honestly don't care. That's where I see it. And when they go up to each other at the end of the game and shake hands and all happy when they've lost, I couldn't do that when I was a player. If I lost the final, I didn't go up to the opponent. I'll be honest. Maybe you call me a jerk. I didn't go up to the opponent and shake his hand. Great job, mate. Well done. I was furious. I was sick if I lost the final or a big game. I walked straight to the changing room. I couldn't handle losing. And now imagine being an elite athlete, thousands and thousands of people watching you and worshiping you. They go up to each other, yo, bro, good luck in the Super Bowl, bro. You deserve this. You got this. It's like, what? You can't do that. If it was genuine, like in the sense of competitive athletes, you just go, you'd walk down that tunnel and be like, shit. Wouldn't you? Great game, bro. Or you see them afterwards get interviewed, smiling when they've just got destroyed. Or the quarterback's thrown a pick the last minute to lose the game. He's laughing. It just gives me fire. I apologize to you for striker 9. I thought you were just saying I was laughing and smiling. Plus the 49ers were getting beat. Nah, I'm laughing at the show. You don't see that in college football. They get pissed when they lose. I don't really watch college football, but NFL is comical. I believe 49ers end with 14 points, as that is the end number. Super Bowl 57's 43rd day of the year, the 14th prime. You could be right, but I don't know. I don't know where they're going now with this game. It's done, like I said. I know they do some ridiculous miracles, but that's when someone like Brady is fully fit and his narrative with this 49ers quarterback and him getting hurt. That's not a Brady. That's not a Mahomes. This is just some mystery irrelevant. But he had a phenomenal code. And he's from Arizona, where the Super Bowl is going to be. But they're probably going to get battered here. Ads, where's the verses about the churches of Philadelphia in Revelation, please? Just type in the Church of Philadelphia and you'll find them. Type in Church of Philadelphia Revelation. You see Philadelphia is the sixth church of seven. That's why Kobe died 67 dating emoji. 49ers can't even get across the 50-yard line. Yeah, they went from dominating teams, like unbelievably in form, to then just today they can't play. They can't play football by the look of it. Fourth down, Los Eagles take over. All right, so again, I did try and tell people don't take the 49ers now with the spread. Just stay off. Stay off. You got to be disciplined. It's hard. If you've set up your day to watch a game and you think, I'm going to win the money line and it doesn't hit, you want to go in and make that money back, you let it go. Purdy 322 yards. Oh my goodness. Wow. Mate, if you watch the college football big games, that always got the last play most of the time. I know it didn't recently with Georgia Bulldogs, but so often it's the same shit at college when it comes to the primetime games, the big games. Liz Cheney, born 28/7, 1966. That stood out to me for some reason. Interesting. Eagles, Bengals. What, for your animal symbolism? USA versus China. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, that is. Again, this Chiefs game, I would be wary of betting on. If it is Bengals against Eagles and you're saying it's China against the US, you have to bet on the Bengals, wouldn't you? Because the US is about to collapse. The Eagle. China connects to the tiger. That's what he's talking about, not the colours. The colours are important. That was proven with the Warriors, Ukraine, Real Madrid, LA Rams. I think he's referring to tiger as in the connection with China. Who do you think Cody will fight at WrestleMania? Roman. To be honest. China is the dragon. China connects to the tiger as well. The dragon connects to Satan. It's so crazy how deep this all is. It really is. I'm reading the headline, a roaring tiger comeback. Are they going to have the Bengals come back? Like, they do so much shit like that. Wait. Second. Got loads of messages here. I think I'm going to have to get off shortly. Cody will win. If he does, I'll code it for you. Playing with a high ankle sprain, I don't know how you can possibly play with a high ankle sprain, especially in the NFL, which they say is the best athletes in the world. You can. I don't care how amazing Mahomes is in your head. How on earth can you play with a high ankle sprain against a team as well that's just won its last 10 games, the Bengals? As a quarterback, you always say it's about the hand. No, you have to plant that foot. Okay, it's not just your hand. You have to plant your foot to get the power in your throat. So I've told you, I won't be shocked if Bengals and Chiefs is low scoring. I could look silly here and it'd be a ridiculous scoreline. I think it'll be low scoring. But I don't know. Not really feeling these games today. Eagles, if they go up 31-7, that's the 66 prime for your Church of Satan and Book of Revelation if they do that. Number 69 just got hurt. Jalen Hurts, 15 completions for 121 yards. Jeez. Again, if the 69 gets hurt, is it organic? Is he actually hurt? He could well be hurt. Is he faking it? Was he told before the game began, at this time, you're going to go out injured? It's hard to say, isn't it? For them all to accept it, the script, and keep their mouth shut. In regards to Roman and Cody, I'd have to code it. I can't just say from you asking me. I'd have to really look at the durations for both of them, see the narrative, see how many days Roman's been champion for. It's been forever. Zach couldn't make a pick on the Bengals Chiefs. It's coded so close for both. That's today. I will say this about Zach. I think he could justify that today. I'll be honest. These games today, more often than not, I have a clear pick practically every time. If Zach said today it's too close to call, and he's not doing close call for 10 games like he was doing in the regular season. With these 2 games, I guess he can just give you information, do what you want. Today was a joke. These games are a joke today. This whole game was revelation with 49ers and Philly. Benefits both. But the Eagles had the Abraham Lincoln code. But the revelation was way better for the 49ers. Hey, Divine, how you doing? Stuff like, this is why I believe in God. You're right. No man could do things to this detail. Exactly, D. So I mean, if my codes can lead you to God to realize that it can't be man coding everything, if it's not man, who is it? What's left? Artificial intelligence? Or God? Or angels or demons? What's left? When you realize it's not man coding it, it takes you to the next level spiritually. But I believe the better coder you become, the more you see how perfect everything is. That's my mindset. The better you get at coding, the more you see everything playing out, the more you come to the conclusion it can't be man. If Zach's still saying it's man, then he's either being told to say that or he's nowhere near the level he thinks he is, if he still thinks it's man. So it's up to you to decide. Roma scored 26 goals of the season. Jose's birthday, yeah, when Kobe died. 126, Mourinho. The chosen one. Eagles are going to score again. Wow. Wow. Just murdering them. Maybe Ronaldo will take his shirt off at halftime of the Super Bowl. Hope not. Combination of both man and organic. I think man's aware of the code. Certain men are aware of the code. They're not responsible for the code. They can lead you astray. I do believe there's people in the world right now who know who's winning the Super Bowl. They know. They know, and they've known for years. I believe that. I don't know how, but they know. But every player participating doesn't know. All right? They don't know. Not a chance. The Phillies made the World Series. Now Eagles make the Super Bowl. 76ers next. Yep. They've got a great riddle. Really good riddle. To make it to the NBA Finals. Right. I think I'm going to have to crack on with this video. I'm going to keep it quiet as to what it is. Bengals Super Bowl champion for China, the world's first next superpower yet, to replace the US. I don't know. This is hard. Kansas have all these 103s. But yeah, I'm going to do a video. I'm not going to tell you what it is. About how George Floyd's death was foreshadowed 4 years or 5 years, whatever it was, before it happened, before he died, supposedly. It's going to be the most eye-opening video to show you that he never died. There's your 31-7, 66 prime. Book of Revelation, 66. Book of the Bible. Church of Satan founded in 66. Not an accident, in San Francisco. Have you decoded Mr. Tire? Never heard of him. See, Mr. Beast is curing the blind, guys. How come I just said Mr. Beast and it froze me? They're saying that Mr. Beast is curing the blind. That he's performing miracles. That Muppet from YouTube. Mocking Jesus, the only person who can perform miracles. Not Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is saying that he's paying money to cure blindness. $10,000, whatever it is, per person. No, it's playing the role of Jesus, playing the role of God. Mr. Beast. I just don't know what to say anymore. Mr. Beast, eh? Nobody cares. Oh, I'm not going to say nobody. Most people don't care that his name is Mr. Beast. So you don't think the key players are purposely manipulating the outcome of the games? No. No. I think some of them are aware of it. I think they're aware when they step foot on the field what's about to go down, but I don't think they're consciously throwing a pick or missing a field goal or scoring a 40-yard bicycle kick. No. I don't. I don't think they're all in it together and they're in the changing room where there's the fitness conditioner coaches, the physio, medical people, the assistant coach, all those people that are in these changing rooms, that they're all just planning out, reading the script as to what's going to go on within the game. No way. No way. No way. The funny thing is that people actually think these athletes are playing for real. What is real? They are like wrestlers wrestle, don't they? Wrestlers are wrestling. They're out there wrestling. They're doing suplexes. They're jumping off the top rope. They're doing clotheslines. They're wrestling in a wrestling ring. There's no denying their athleticism. There's no denying it. Their physiques. But the outcome's determined. They tell us that these wrestlers know. All right? And yes, it's choreographed with wrestling for sure. They do. But that's often 1-against-1, or maybe tag team, or maybe like once a year Royal Rumble. If you're talking about an NFL game where there's I don't know how many players are in this squad, and all the coaches, like I said, they have a defensive coach, offensive coach, like so many coaches. For them all to know and for it all to be perfect every time, you have to just have a word with yourself if you think that they're all doing that every day of the year, in every sport, in every nation. Nah. You can see them not making easy tackles. Again, Joel, it might not be them. What if something's in control of them? What if when they're in these energy harvesting stadiums, that demons are entering the body, or they are being controlled electronically without being aware? I see what you're saying. Wait, how did he not tackle him? How's that guy just run through 7 people and not been taken out? You think, yeah, the players just let him score. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I don't think they're in. I think they think they're in control. I think they think that they're in control, but they're not. But they think they are. They think they are. They must look back and watch the highlights and go, oh my goodness, how the heck did I not make that play? How did I not catch that? They look, guys, you just feel like a lot of them, some of them are, it doesn't look convincing, their reactions, but a lot of them, the reaction of these players, like when a player gets booked or when they get a touchdown, more often than not, it looks so unbelievably organic. Other times it looks cringeworthy. It's hard to say. But again, if you think that they're all actors on the world stage and they're fully aware of everything they're doing, that's fine. I used to think that. I don't anymore. I don't. But I do think there's people aware of it. I think all the owners know. Every owner in the NFL knew before the season began, in my opinion, who's winning the Super Bowl. Every one of them. I'll never be able to prove that. No. And I'm all right with that. Right. I'll get off now. I don't know if the owners decide it, though. That's the thing, Frankie. I don't think the owners get together in their mansions and sit down. Most of the owners are probably in the 70s, and sit down and say, right, we're going to have this year the Rams win. I don't think they're doing that. I think they know who's going to win through the code, through astrology, through whatever else that they have, occult information. I think they know who's going to win, but they're not like sitting down, right, okay, let's play a game. Whoever wins the Super Bowl. No. How can somebody like me predict the score of Super Bowl 56 before it began and tell you who's going to get the first touchdown? How? When I've never played American football in my life. How? I ain't an owner of a franchise. How have I called futures in 10 different sports? I don't sit down with these people. So answer me that. How? So Djokovic has won 22 Grand Slams out of 33, 66.6% win ratio. Djokovic came on the scene ages ago. So you're telling me his whole career was planned from his first ever game up until now, and he knew about it. Every point was so perfectly planned. Every time he hits a let, he planned to hit it off the top of the net to be a let. Come on. How? Brady, 7-3 in Super Bowls, 21st year, the 21st century, 73, the 21st prime. You think they planned that all the way back when he was drafted? That would happen? He could have got injured, guys. All right? At any point, look how he began his career through a bad injury from the other quarterback. So you're saying they're writing these scripts so well in advance that they know it's going to play out? Or just thinking, let's have Brady win it again. Let's have him go 7-3 against Mahomes. No, come on, guys, have a word. Eagle Stadium is called Lincoln Financial Field. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln Financial Field. The economy is about to collapse in the US. I keep warning you about that. Financial Field, Lincoln. It's just so in your face. I don't have a favorite football team. You cannot rehearse and do all that stuff that happens through acting, only through supernatural means. Exactly. Bang on. Bang on. Bye meow meow. NFL players admitted they fake injuries. Yeah. Those people who own, right? Those people who own the franchises are into witchcraft, right? They have secret occult knowledge. That's why they're able to be billionaires and own these stadiums. These players come through, they're slaves. That's why they get traded, all right? They get traded like the slave trade. They get traded. If your owner who's paying you X amount of money and he's took you off the streets of the Bronx or whatever, and he says, right, Sherman, you're injured. What do you mean, coach? No, I'm not. Sherman, you've pulled your hamstring, you're out for 8 weeks. But why? Don't ask why. Shut your mouth or rip up your contract. That's possible. Okay, coach. That's very possible. So there's definitely ways that men can definitely have a say. If they know, for example, Sherman, his numbers don't match up, I don't know. All right, we need to get this guy in. Watch the movie Moneyball. Watch the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt about how they were able to code what players should be playing where through statistics. So there is a possibility that these owners are aware of the code like immensely and they know who to sign. And then these same big clubs that win all the time have the greatest magicians, the greatest wizards who know how the code operates. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Set the clock at 4:13. That was Kobe's last ever game, 4:13. Analytics, yeah. Fumble and Eagles take over again. Just funny. I don't even know if funny is the word. Did he just leave or did they eject him from the game? Who are you on about? I don't know. They're fighting on the field. Over what? Over what? All right. Starting to get a bit peckish. All right. I'll ask you this then before I go, and I'll probably do it on my website. Who do you think wins? Chiefs or Bengals? Go. You don't even have to justify it. Chiefs or Bengals? It won't make a difference. I can't say. I think Chiefs have a better code, but it kind of don't feel right either. It feels strange. So let's see what people say. Chiefs, Bengals, Chiefs, Chiefs, Bengals. I thought it would be pretty much similar. They're pretty much the same odds. Probably slight favourites, Chiefs. So it's like half and half. Kaiser Chiefs, I predict a riot. I predict a riot. I predict a riot. You know, Kaiser Chiefs were named because the band supported Leeds United and Lucas Radebe, their captain at one point, played for the Kaiser Chiefs in South Africa. Bengals. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Tomorrow I'll look into NBA games. This one here, I don't know. I'm hoping it's the Chiefs against the Eagles, the Super Bowl, with what I did last night. But I've done so immensely well with the NFL this season, but the future aspect of it, no. Daily picks, phenomenal. Future. Again, if it's the Eagles or the Bengals that win it, how many people had them? Be honest with yourself. If it's Chiefs, maybe some of you did. But if it's Philly, I won't hearing anyone talk about Philly at the beginning. I won't hearing anyone talk about the Bengals either. Similar last year, no one really talked about the Rams or the Bengals till late. No one were calling them at the beginning. It's really hard. Today is Kansas Day. I don't know if that's a trap. When can we get an NHL code? I'll try to do one this week for you. Rarely ever miss with NHL. It's just a lot of work. There's so many stats. I'll try and do you one this week, Joe. 57% of the money was on the Eagles. It's just hard to know if that's true. 64% of the money's on the Bengals. 2 Corinthians 4:4, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel that displays the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. Thank you for that. One of my favorite verses. Why 44 is so big. Why do you think Chelsea are signing so many players? Because they're supposed to with the code. Or maybe they have a phenomenal code next year to do something. So how do you justify that? You give them that amazing squad, have them get a top coach. Chelsea are back. That's why. All right, good luck. If you do bet on this game, good luck. I'll try and help my community and play, but I don't know where they're going with this. If it becomes 10-3, look out for 10-3. Somebody to take a 10-3 lead. Look out for that. That's all I'm going to say about that one. I did say 7-7 to start this game, but that's not enough, is it? It was 7-7. I think 10-3. I'll go 7-3, then 10-3. Exactly, Joel. There was a baby goat at the Queen's funeral. Yeah. And that's the nickname from the homes, the baby goat. All right, let me crack on with this video then. I'll get it out there. Should I premiere the video? I think it's better. Tell me if I should premiere the video I'm going to do. It's not going to be long. It's about George Floyd. I'll premiere and watch it with you. The 10-3 is good for Chiefs. Told you, the Eagles, they won the Super Bowl exactly 103 weeks before Kobe Bryant died, who was born in Philadelphia. So their 103 hit. The Chiefs have all these 103s. We'll see. All right, I'll crack on with this George Floyd video. It's going to take a bit of time. It's pretty complex. But I'll premiere it. I'll try and do it within the hour. Oh my goodness, Adam. It's Sunday. You should be by the pool right now. Nah. Did it finish 31-7 then for your 66 prime? Oh, they're still playing. If it's at 66 prime, are they still going? Oh, no. Let me have a look. Because I put about 66 in my code heavily. If it's that 31-7, let me look. There's a minute left. Well, they'll probably take the field goal, won't they? Or do you just... Yeah, you'll take the field goal. It's 34-7. Not 41 points for Kobe. Please. Eagles won Super Bowl in 2018 with 41 points. It was 41-33. 31-7. 66 prime. What the heck? They're kneeling to Baal. They kneel to Baal, the demon. which I'll show you in this video with why George Floyd was knelt on. All right, 66 prime. Biggest number, I think, in my code was the 49ers was 66. They go out 31-7, 66 prime. This is what can happen. Just get all the numbers bang on. Well, not bang on. You see all the numbers at play, and they'll pull out a 66 prime on you. All right, okay. Let me crack on with this. This is going to be very interesting. What happened with my numbers for the 49ers? They didn't hit, did they? Simple as that. The knowledge was phenomenal, though, in regards to what I found. Just know, Rudy Poo, I put together these codes. My hit rate's about 8 out of 10. I've called futures in 10 different sports. I'm not naive enough to think I'll get everything right. Everyone learns from my codes. They didn't flip a script, no. I found the Eagles code. I shared it last night, how they had an amazing narrative to get to the Super Bowl. I showed that. I'm sure people took the Eagles. I'm sure plenty of people took 49ers. The fact is, to think that anyone's going to come to a website and pay a guy $10 and want me to code every future in every sport, you have to just, again, go look in the mirror and just give yourself a little slap there. What happened to my 49ers code? It didn't hit me. Simple as that. And it don't bother me. The code was phenomenal. It was exceptional, the code. That's the reality. If you read it, did you read it? Check out Mr. Futures, yeah. He's a great coder. I think he charges a lot of money, though, like $100 a month. But from what I've heard, he's very accurate. If you do want to bet, and that's all you care about, I think from what I've heard, he's the best. But again, you pay for what you get, I guess. People say, although I don't agree, because I should be charging more than $10 if that was true. If you care just about gambling and you've got a lot of money, pay that guy $100 a month for his picks. Francis does connect to Revelation, yeah, massively. I thought that might have benefited San Francisco, because his name's Papa Francisco, and the Church of Satan was founded there. So Chad's Elvis video is worth watching. Incredible video. Right, I'm off because I'm dragging this out. 2 hours, 57 minutes to 55th prime. Good luck if you're betting on this bullshit Chiefs and Bengals game. Probably going to be a close one after what happened here. So if you are betting, prepare for a sweat, in my opinion. All right, I'm off, and I'll premiere this video in the next hour. I hope to see you there. All right. Gabriel likes Bengals. All right, good luck. Tuffy. All right, I'm off. I'll be back in about an hour. Let me pound this out, okay? Yeah, there's been a lot of Buckeye rituals. Chigozi, bang on. Good call, Gabriel, not betting. All right, I'm off. I'll speak to you all soon if you're around in the next hour. Let me pound this out. Cheers, guys. Carry on pounding. You look at me. I just keep going. Constantly keep going. Whatever happens, I'll keep pushing. Throbbing headaches. Could be out now. Beautiful weather. I've told you by the pool. Close this computer. Don't need to be working. Don't need to be working at all. Now, this knowledge is more important than me and me having a bit of fun. You know what I mean? All right, I'm off. Bye, guys.